Hi, my name is Kevin Bonham, and this is the second in a series of video tutorials on how to use the open source software Inkscape to create scientific figures, illustrations, and also data figures. In this video, we're going to talk about how to adjust color. So here, I've got a document. I've made two shapes, a square and a circle. And as you can see, they're just black. So one thing that's important to sort of know about in terms of terminology is that we have the color of the outside border of a shape, of a vector shape, and we have the inside. And so those are called stroke and fill, respectively. If I just select a shape, you can see down here, I've got a bunch of different color options. I also have in a panel over here on the right, I have this fill and stroke panel. Um, just like in Adobe Illustrator, you can adjust where these panels go. You can have them sort of detached and floating. So you can set up different panels here. You can attach them in tabs. So if you don't have it, you can come here to Object, Fill, and Stroke. You can see there's a keyboard shortcut there. If you don't see the thing, you can click it and it should highlight it for you. So down here we have this color panel, and if I click different colors, you can see I can change the fill color. In order to change the stroke color, I just hold Control. So if I want to give that a, I just hold Shift. So I've got this purple color. I make hold Shift, and I set that as the border. It's kind of thin here, so it's tough to see. But we can also adjust these things with a little bit more control over here in the fill and stroke panel. So here, if I want to adjust via the color wheel, here I can adjust, this is HSL is hue, saturation, luminosity, and this is the A stands for, alpha, opacity. We can also set this up if we want to do RGB or CYMK for print stuff. If you know anything about color theory, you can adjust all those things over here if you like. We're not going to talk about gradients for now. We can do the same thing for the stroke color if we want to have some fine adjustment. If we want to have the color wheel, I kind of like this as a way to select. We have the ability to sort of pick within these triangles. That gives us a lot of control here. If we want to make this stroke thicker, we can also come here to stroke style, and now we can increase the size of this in pixels or millimeters or whatever you'd like. So let's make this, click here and call this 4 millimeters instead. Enter, and now we see we've got this really thick stroke, which again, we can select, can change the color down here or go back to the stroke pane. In addition, over here we can sort of do a few other kinds of selections. So here you can see the stroke width, and if I just scroll on this stroke width here, you can see I'm changing how wide that stroke is here. I can also scroll on the color itself, which is changing. I think in this case the hue. It's sort of going up and down on the blueness of this. I think that's within the, if you're thinking about it in sort of HSL terms, this is changing the hue going around this color wheel, as you can see here. If I scroll up and down on this part here, this is the opacity. So I can select the fill here, and I can decrease the opacity here. This makes it so that it's sort of a little bit more see-through. And let's do the same thing here. So let's decrease this opacity so you can sort of see that overlap. So there's a bunch of stuff that you can adjust in various places. We can also decide we don't want any fill or stroke. So if I click this none here, or if I middle click on the color itself, you can see I take away the values that I had there before. So there's lots of different ways to adjust the color, either from the color panel down here, from the fill and stroke panel. And if we want to change which colors are available here. There's a bunch of different options that you can toggle through. Lots of different kinds of swatches, including ones you can download from the internet. There's all kinds of different opportunities to select the color that you want, or you can come here to the color wheel and have really fine grain control. So that's how to adjust fill and stroke in Inkscape. Lots of detail, lots of other options here. We can talk in another video about why you would want to choose some colors versus others, how to set a particular palette for a figure if you want to have some cohesion around it. But for now, just know that we can adjust the fill by clicking in various places. If we're using the color palette down here, shift click is how you adjust the stroke. Oh, one other thing that I should say is that we can also copy from one shape to another. So if I select this shape and I say Control C to copy, if I just do a regular Control V, I copy the shape itself. But if I have another shape selected, I can do Control Shift V, and that will change, that will paste just the fill and stroke properties onto that other shape. So if you have a shape that you've got a particular style that you really like, we can use this ability to copy and then paste the features of that shape over to another one really easily. You can also do this by selecting a whole block of shapes and do it that way. So that's color, basics of color. In the next video, we're going to talk about how to make some more complex shapes in case we want to make some cool like cell diagrams and things like that. So I'll see you in the next one.